Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Alex Salakis, and I'm on the Transportation Alliance team. Today, we're hosting a webinar titled Take Advantage of Free Funds and Programs, Understanding TTA's Mass Development Scholarship Program. We've got a couple great speakers lined up today, and I'm happy to pass it off to our first one, Judy Potter, who is the president of the Transportation Alliance. Judy, take it away.
Thank you, Alex. Hi, everyone. I'm Judy Potter. I am the sitting Transportation Alliance president, and we're here to, as Alex said, to help you take advantage of some free funds and programs. Next slide, please. We're going to do an introduction, so we will introduce ourselves and then we'll do an overview of the Mass Development Scholarship Program, and then we're going to give you some information about perks and TTA membership. Next slide, please. Who we are. I'm Judy Potter, TTA president, and I own a transportation company called Black and White in Toledo, Ohio. We have several divisions: taxi, black car, NEMT, paratransit. We run a transit system in Bowling Green, and we do shuttle services. So we're quite diverse. And then we have Jeb Corey on here, who is the incoming president-elect for the Transportation Alliance, and he is the CEO of C&H Taxi in West Virginia. And some of you may already know our CEO of the Transportation Alliance, Alfred Lagasse. Next slide, please. So the overview for the scholarship program, we are going to provide the Massachusetts taxi and livery operators and drivers free access to several benefits. We have the Transportation Alliance membership. We have our convention and expo, Mobilize 2022. You can attend that for free, and that is coming up at the end of October. And we have much more. The applications are available to you through November 30th or until the funds run out. Next slide, please. So the free TTA membership is, if you join today, tomorrow, next week, you will get the dues for free, and you will have the entire rest of the year of 2022 and all of 2023. And then that's based off the amount of vehicles in which you run in your company. And the scholarship will cover up to $2,500 of annual dues. These dues are verified off of the amount of vehicles that you run in your company. Next slide, please. And this shows, for instance, if you have 1 to 9 vehicles, it's $399, but that would be a zero fee if you apply for the scholarship to join the TTA. Next slide, please. And our annual convention, Mobilize 2022, like I said, is going to be on October 30th through November 2nd at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. And we have a great agenda. We have learning labs about electric vehicles, NEMT information. We have HIPAA. And we have how to find RFPs, how to apply for a RFP, how to diversify your fleet, and much more. And then we also have the general sessions, which will be, it'll give you information about what the TTA is doing in DC and what DC is doing for the for-hire industry, and also what we're doing as an association, the Transportation Alliance. We have network meetings, which are fabulous. It's one of my favorites. We have so many great people that will give you all the information that you would need in order to help you in your business. And some of the meetings are committee meetings. We have the NEMT Paratransit Committee meeting, we have the Taxi and On-Demand Committee meeting, and then we have the Young Transportation professionals, committee meetings, and those will be on, Al, I think it's the first day. Is that correct? In the morning?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great. And we have a wonderful showroom. I was thrilled to be able to tell you that we had to expand our showroom because we have 40 different transportation vendors that are going to exhibit with us. And so we really want to encourage you to apply because it's free. All you have to do is apply, and you can come to the annual convention for free. And just so you know, we are going to be at Caesar's Palace, which is absolutely beautiful. And the room rate is only $129 per night. So if you want to go, I would really encourage you to apply for the scholarship to be able to go and to get your room and your airfare going. Next slide, please. So I think this is where Jeb takes over. So Jeb, I'm going to turn it over to you. And ladies and gentlemen, Jeb Corey.
All right. Thanks, Judy. I tell you what, I am extremely jealous that the members of Massachusetts get the opportunity to join the TTA for free and or a discounted rate depending on the size of your fleet, and join the Mobilize 2022 conference. I mean, that's a huge benefit right off the bat, and I'm jealous I don't get to do that. So everybody else out there better do that. But not only do you get to do that, there's all kinds of other things that we've developed with this program. And so we're going to go over a few of those things right now. So please, next slide. All right, so driver pro tips, and this is a fantastic benefit all within itself. They're written by Joe Rubino, and I've known Joe for a really long time, probably 20 years, and he is by far one of the smartest and best consultants in the transportation industry. And he's gone out of his way to write these driver pro tips that really provide drivers with a lot of great information on how to succeed as a driver. And I think this becomes a myth in today's day and age. I know 10, 15 years ago, driving for hire was a career. Like, people went out and they made it a career, and it's very entrepreneurial, and they put tons of effort into it and kept their cars clean. And I think that slid off over the years. And Joe does all these great articles to remind us and drivers, hey, this is the way it should be. You're out there providing a living for yourself. You want to be the most successful driver that you can be. You want to provide the best service that you can be. You want to make the most money that you possibly can. And you want to do everything as efficiently and cost effective as you can. So everything he writes in these pro tips is dedicated to things like that. And it's a fantastic resource to hand out to drivers. So if you're not taking advantage of that, please definitely start doing that. I mean, it's at no cost. You get them. You can print them off, you can get them to drivers, you can email them to drivers, whatever it may be. It's valuable information to make your drivers more successful. And when your drivers are more successful, you as a company is more successful. Let's go on to the next thing. Media Watch. So Media Watch Massachusetts is another fantastic asset that you're getting about twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And you'll see things in there like RFP alerts from around Massachusetts. That within itself is a huge value. But we also talk about relevant stories that are going on in the industry. And it could be anything from electric cars or legal cases or the next new thing in technology. There's so many great stories in Media Watch that it definitely is worthwhile reading. They're very quick. You can go through it very fast. Headlines alone give you good information. And then usually there's a couple of good stories that you're going to want to pick up on to get more details. So again, it's another huge valuable asset that you're already getting. Take advantage of it. Next slide. Transportation Insights. This is another great electronic newsletter that you're going to get. It comes out monthly. You're going to, I've written some articles for it. I know I've talked about electric vehicles, solar panels for your building, how to make your building more energy efficient. There's all kinds of great articles on, the upcoming conferences or how to recruit drivers. I mean, that's everybody's biggest problem right now, is how to recruit and retain drivers. We've had several articles in there dedicated to doing that. So again, you've got access to it. It's great literature out there. Take advantage of it. Next slide. So webinars. So We've put on several webinars that are live, but then we're also, as we do them, obviously they're recorded and they're put up on the website for you to access later. And a lot of times the webinars are taken from some of the written documentation that we've already done, things that you'll see in Insights, Transportation Insights, and some other stuff that we've put out there. We take them, we turn them into webinars so that we can actually visually and verbally go through them. Again, I've done some on some electric vehicles. We've talked about the Mass Grant, how to take advantage of the Mass Grant, similar to what we're doing today. And again, how to retain drivers and make more money. So these webinars they're still out there for you to take advantage of and review. So if you've missed one live, don't worry about it. You've got access to them. I always suggest to go back when you get a chance and review them. So another great resource that's been provided by this program. Next slide. Okay, educational handbooks. These also have been some things that we've turned into some webinars. I've done one on passenger and driver safety. We've done some on developing favorable public relations, and again, driver recruiting and retention. You've heard me say that several times, but it seems to be one of the biggest problems in our industry right now. Not really just our industry, but everybody's suffering through this. Everybody's trying to figure out how to gain different employees or different human resources to your company to benefit everything that you need to get accomplished. And so here you have dedicated handbooks already in place to improve driver and passenger safety, retain those drivers, recruit those drivers. And in case you need some great favorable public relations, there's a great handbook out there to tell you how to do that. And sometimes that can be complicated and very confusing. So you've got 3 great guides here that you have access to. Again, we've done webinars on some of these. So you can download the guides, review them, and then you can review the webinars about them, because sometimes the webinars will go into some little different aspects of it or go into some more details about some of the things that are discussed in the handbooks. Next slide, please. Okay, and this one I think is probably one of the most valuable resources that you have and possibly one of the least taken advantage of. And again, this is something I'm extremely jealous of. I've been very lucky because I've been part of this program since the beginning. So I've gotten to see the assets that I've created, but some of the things that other people have created. And so I get to take advantage of some of that stuff. I get to see some of this information in the handbooks and the webinars and all those things. But this is one thing that I can't take advantage of because I'm not a Massachusetts operator. But you as Massachusetts operators can, and it's fantastic. We've got scholarships out there, so you can be NIMTAC certified for stretcher operation or training instructor, mobility device securement. And these scholarships cover up to $1,250 per company. That is no cost to you. So we'll make arrangements, we'll set you up, you tell us what program you want, we set it up, we pay the company, you get the training, and then you can use that for your drivers or for your management team or whoever it may be. This is a program that is starting to really take off around the country. Judy Ponder, who was on here earlier, is NIMTAC certified. Her entire company is. And so we have companies who are doing this all over the country. It's becoming extremely important. A lot of companies out there doing non-emergency medical transportation, and this is a certification program out there to help you kind of have a nice, good, solid rubber stamp that you follow the standards of the industry. So I think this is a great program. Next slide. So some of the things that we have heard in the past is that it's too confusing to figure out how to take advantage of the scholarship. So we have a much more simple application right now. You're looking at it right here in front of you. It tells you the course, what the cost is. You just put down the quantity, the total, you turn it in, and then we take care of it from there and get everything set up. So again, you can have you can do your drivers, the transport specialist. If you want to do something for stretcher operation or mobile device securement is always a big one. Conflict resolution always pops up. If you want to do a certified trained instructor, it's $1,200. I think that falls within your limit there, or very close to it. And then you have the National Safety Council Defensive Driving course, and we use those all the time as well. So again, I'm really jealous here. If I had the opportunity to suck these things up, I most certainly would. I've got to pay for these things. So if you're a Massachusetts operator and you're not taking advantage of this, please take advantage of it right now, because I don't get to, and it makes me sad. So I want you to be able to do it. Next slide, please. Okay, so, oh yes, the Ride Local MA website. This is also another great resource that we've developed specifically for Massachusetts. And all you have to do is go to ridelocalma.com. And this is a place where you can kind of catch up on a lot of the things that we just discussed and look up some of the webinars, and all the resources that we have been talking about are available on this website. Again, it's very quick and easy, just ridelocalma.com. If you can go there, anytime you want, but obviously you can do it right after you review this presentation and sign up and take advantage of some of the things that we've just discussed. Next slide. So yeah, take advantage now. Starting in 2023, you will no longer have access to the TTA resources unless you are a TTA member. So Judy did a fantastic job of saying, hey, this is what the TTA has to offer. Become a member now, because if you do it now, guess what? It's paid for. You're paid. You get the advantages of this till the end of 2022, and then you get all of 2023 on top of that at no cost. I don't get that. I've got to pay for it. So please, if you're an operator of Massachusetts, don't let this go by you. Sign up to be a TTA member. Get 2023 on the books for free for you. Attend our conference here at the end of October. It's going to be a fantastic conference. Take advantage of all the resources I just talked about. This is an unbelievable package of programs that I don't pass this up. Take advantage now. A lot of operators around the country, myself included, are jealous that we don't get a lot of these benefits. So please use it. Take advantage of it. Read it. Watch it. Do whatever you need to do. Call me. Whatever you want. Take advantage of it. Thanks. Next slide, please. All right. So in conclusion, I think I pretty much covered a lot of this stuff too. Got the ridelocalma.com. Go there. Check out the scholarship opportunities. Don't let those pass you by. I feel like I'm an infomercial, right? Every time I say, hey, we've got this. Oh, but wait, there's more. We said there's more 5 times. There's all kinds of great stuff. Watch my infomercial. Do these things. Take these assets. They're no cost, right? Ron Popeil, when he was doing those infomercials for his products, had a cost. The George Foreman grill cost something. These things don't cost you all anything. Take advantage of them now. I think that's about it. Last slide, maybe. Okay, I guess we'll open it up to questions. So if anybody out there has any questions, feel free to, I believe, type them into the question field.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Jeb and Judy. You both did a fantastic job explaining the programs and TTA and why folks should be taking advantage of these programs right now. So thank you again. All right, so as we said, if you have any questions, please pop those in the chat. I have one that has come in. And Judy and Jeb, please feel free to chime in. But one question I received is, as fleet owners, what have you personally found to be the most beneficial aspects of TTA membership and attending mobilized conferences?
Well, for me, I find networking, because you get to talk to all different types of people that have all different types of fleets, different diversity. The educational programs, the learning labs that we have at the conference are outstanding. They're all experts that are speaking. We get consultants that come in, and I just love it. I love going there and seeing old friends, meeting new friends, and encouraging new operators to ask questions, and hopefully they get the answers, because we are a friendly bunch of people, and we really want to help those that ask the questions. We want to help them. We want to educate them.
I would have definitely agree with Judy on the networking and learning labs. They're fantastic. Meeting people all over the country who are experiencing similar issues and problems to you, and then being able to learn from them on how they handled it, usually does 2 things, or at least 1 of 2 things. One, sometimes somebody else has a problem that may be solved before you ever get to it. So you can learn from other people's experiences and mistakes so you don't run into that. And then 2, if you have an issue or a problem, there's lots of people out there all over the country who've probably experienced the same thing or something very similar, and they can provide information on maybe how you can tackle that issue or problem. But I tell you what, one of my most favorite things is the actual expo or the convention floor, because these are where we have the state-of-the-art vendors from all over the country and sometimes all over the world come to this, and they display the information, products, and services for our industry that help us succeed. In today's day and age, you cannot get anywhere without some type of form of technology. You got to have it, right? You got to have websites. You've got to have mobile devices in your vehicles. You got to have software, cameras. So many great pieces of technology and information are available out there, and this is the place to see it. So if you don't have these things, or it's time to look at something new or update or upgrade, you're going to find a better place than this to come in, talk to the vendors, get hands-on information from them, get hands-on experience sometimes with the product. You can see how it works. You can feel it in your hands. You can see how maybe a stretcher works into a vehicle, or sometimes we have vehicles there and you can see some of the new state-of-the-art vehicles. And so, plus the networking, the information sessions, and when you combine that with the exhibit floor, it's a fantastic event you don't want to miss, especially if we're paying your way in. So definitely take advantage of it.
Thank you. Thank you. That was great. Again, if anybody in the audience has any questions, please just type those in the chat. I see we have one more here. And the question is, I run a small taxi company with just a handful of vehicles. How can the scholarship programs help me grow my business? Jeb or Judy, do you want to take that?
Go ahead, Jeb.
Yeah, so I mean, that hits close to home for me, because that's what I am. I am a small company with a handful of vehicles, been this way for about 40 years. We're in a small rural community, and there's all kinds of, again, all that stuff I just said can help you learn from all this stuff. It doesn't matter really if you have 1 car, 5 cars, 10 cars, 15 cars, 20 cars, whatever, 100 vehicles. Everything that is presented in this Massachusetts program can help you get through all this stuff. You always need to know about driver safety, right? Doesn't matter, again, if you have 1 car or 5 cars, that's super important. You always need to know how to help your drivers succeed, whether it's 1 driver or whether it's 500 drivers. You want them all to be successful. You want the best information out there to help your company grow. The scholarship programs absolutely help you do that, because you can join TTA membership, right? So right off the bat, you're joining the country's best trade association for this industry, so you can get some great information to help you grow. You can use that scholarship to go to our conference, which we just talked about how fantastic it is to learn information there. And then you can use these scholarships to help those drivers take courses to be better drivers, whether it's safety courses or non-emergency medical transportation courses. Again, I'm a taxi company, but guess what? I do a ton of non-emergency medical transportation work. If I had the opportunity to use one of these scholarships to get the driver NIMTAC certified, I would be all over it. I would use as many of those as I possibly can. And if you're a smaller company, guess what? You're probably going to be well within that scholarship limits to almost maybe get all your drivers taken care of in one fell swoop and not have to pay anything. So there's all kinds of great information for small companies to large. It doesn't matter whether it's 1 driver or 500. All this information and all these great assets we have can help you succeed and grow.
Judy, is there anything you'd like to add?
Sure. I was just sitting here thinking about this when Jeb was chatting, and our business was a small business. When we first bought it, we only had 30 or 40 vehicles, and the TTA is the one that helped us grow. They helped us with everything. I talked to people and they said, you should get into the shuttle business. You should do this. You should do that. It'll make you more diversified. It will help your business grow. And believe it or not, it did. And that's one of the things, like I said earlier, just the networking and talking to the individuals. I mean, it's priceless, and you get to do it for free. So join the TTA, come to the convention. It's all free for you. I've been coming to the TTA convention for 20 some years, and I had to pay every single time I came. You get it for free. You need to take advantage of it.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Perfect. Okay, we had one more question come in the chat. So Jeb and Judy, please feel free to chime in. But it says, I've heard a lot about how offering NEMT services can help my business. but the idea of entering the NEMT industry is a little daunting. How helpful are these courses to entering the NEMT field?
Well, we were doing NEMT before we even knew what NEMT was. So I would beg to differ that I don't think it's hard to get into the field. It's just knowing who you want to work with. I mean, there's a bunch of brokers out there that you can work with, and you can go directly with, the hospital campuses, I don't know, doctor's office, dialysis, they're all looking for NEMT providers. So the best thing to do is just get out there and I guess just jump in and get your feet wet.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that is very helpful, again, is using these scholarship programs to get your drivers NIMTAC certified. So if you can start getting some information for your drivers right off the bat, like if you don't even have your foot in this yet, you're thinking, hey, I'm going to do some non-emergency medical transportation. If you start off with using the scholarships that we have to get drivers certified, that's a great head start, because there are lots of companies and drivers already throughout the country who do not already do this and do not already have this. So if you're in a competitive market or non-competitive market, either way, but you decide to do that, one, that's going to start educating your drivers and yourself and your company on how to handle a lot of this type of work. And then two, when you start, like Judy said, when you start reaching out to medical facilities, hospitals, other medical organizations, brokers, and say, hey, I think I want to get into this work. And they may come back and say, hey, why do you think you can do this? And you say, well, first of all, my company or my drivers were NIMTAC certified. And that's going to give you a head start right off the bat. And so you only have really, I think, till about the end of this year to start kind of getting that taken advantage of this program. After this program's done, you're going to have to pay for that. So I think if it were me and I'm looking to get into the non-emergency medical field, I'm going to take advantage of these programs. I'm going to get as many drivers as I can certified, and I'm going to have a head start on everybody else.
And just remember, you only have 3 months before the end of the year, and 3 months will go quickly. So the sooner you get on board and take advantage of the scholarship program, the more, the better your company will be. And you'll be in prime space to work with all these brokers, hospital campuses, and dialysis units, because you'll be certified.
Yeah. And like Judy said, you have 3 months left, but let's think about those months. We're talking about October, November, December. And so you got mobilized at the end of October, the very beginning of November. And then what do you have? You got Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then New Year's. And we all know these holiday seasons can be taken up by all kinds of other activities. So my advice is take advantage now before you start really kind of getting into the holiday season. Get signed up on these programs and do it now before you get inundated with holiday stuff.
Perfect. Thank you both, Jeb and Judy. Yeah, normally we wrap up these webinars by urging people to sign up for Mobilize and take advantage of the scholarships, but that was the theme of this presentation. So yeah, I mean, we don't want to tell you, we don't want to keep telling you, but we do, because it's such a tremendous value. But if you have any questions, you can always email us. It's info@thetransportationalliance.org, and feel free to visit our website. But again, yeah, I'd just like to say thank you, Judy and Jeb, for joining us today and explaining these really, really incredible programs. Your insights have been very, very valuable. I know I took a lot away. I'm sure the audience did. And yeah, take advantage now. Thank you.
Thank you.